Hello, my name is Margaret Adele, and I have an announcement that I have wanted to give for so long, and I finally can because we finally made sure that this is going to be a thing that continues. So, if you follow me on Twitter, you probably already know what's going on, and that is my husband and I have recently officially, legally started the process to become foster parents. This is something that I have wanted since I was a kid. My mom even told me the other day that she remembers when I announced to her when I was 10 years old that I would be adopting my own kids. Both of my parents had siblings either in the foster system or adopted therefrom. And so this is something I've known that I wanted to do for a really long time, and we finally officially started the process. Now, this is a very long, in-depth process. Not as long as pregnancy if we had decided to do the biological route, which we low-key kind of tried. We actually tried for a baby for about a year before I'm like, I'm done. I don't really care that much that my kids come from me. I can have my kids, you know, non-biologically. So this is technically a 10-week process, the classes, and ours is actually 11 because they had to push it back because no one wants to go to a class the day after Christmas. And there are so many other things you have to do on top of that. There's trainings and things like mandatory reporting and bloodborne pathogens and universal precautions and a lot of other stuff. There's road work, aka homework from the classes, which is a lot of identifying your own personal strengths and they don't call it weaknesses, it's needs, strengths and needs as foster parents and what kind of children you can take in. As of right now, we are planning on taking in any child from the age of 0 to 10 because I am only 26 and I would like whatever child is in my house to be feasibly a child that I can be parental age of. Like if I'm less than a decade older than the child, I don't know that that's a very effective setup, but we might foster or adopt later. I am it's a lot to take in and it's a lot I've wanted to talk about and it's a lot I want to explain to people because I don't think most people understand the process in itself or what they tell foster parents, because in a lot of cases, like, they fully prepare you, like, foster parents aren't taking in kids knowing that, you know, oh, this will be the child that I keep. No, 70% of kids, at least in my state, go back to the biological families one way or another. Of course, that still leaves 30% that needs forever homes, so I'm definitely looking forward to adopting one day. I have no idea how far in the future that will be. As it relates to my channel, not too much will change. I am very much an advocate of the keep children off your social media as much as possible. Don't make them the stars of it because you're kind of robbing them of the choice when they're very young and too young to make those decisions. And with, you know, with fostering, it gets even a little bit more dicey because, like, you have to respect the wishes of the biological parent. You're not the legal parent of that child. Maybe if we legally adopt, we might look into it. I might include like some kind of challenge or video where you never see or hear the kids on screen, but like some kind of like they pick my TBR type of thing. I don't know. It's all up in the air. I've also considered doing some kind of readathon related to it. It would take place in March, when after the class is finished, but before they have decided on whether or not we will be given the foster license. And I was worried about that. Like, what if I announce it and then we don't get the foster license? But we talked with our worker when we first met with her, and basically very specific things have to happen or very specific things have to go wrong or that kind of thing for them to turn it down, so we can be reasonably assured that as long as we are still invested and want to do it, we will get the license as long as we, you know, follow through the system. So it might happen then. It would be a smallish readathon with only like 3 or 4 prompts, and I low-key would want one of those prompts to be donating any amount of money to a charity for foster or adoption or one of those types of situations. So if you're interested in that, let me know. The other thing is, if you're interested in like a blow-by-blow, play-by-play, what do you have to do to become foster parents? I would love to do like a kind of update situation as we go through the process. I know it's different for each state. We live in Iowa, and I don't know if Iowa's like more strict or less strict or whatever, but it's a lot. It's definitely something that you have to want to do because it is 10 weeks and other trainings and paperwork and homework and home visits, and I have to go to the doctor to get a physical to make sure I'm healthy enough to do this. I'm pretty sure I am. I've had a physical for childcare before. So if you're interested in more of the, like, we had to do this and then we did this and then we did this, I would love to do that video. If you're interested in the readathon, let me know. But just in general, I am so excited. I am probably going to start picking more books to read about this. I've actually already found one that's like kind of like a memoir series from a foster carer and the stories that came from the foster kids that she had. So I probably will do something with that. But in general, I'm just so excited that I get to tell people. We've already blasted it across Twitter and Facebook, and it's so much fun. So if you're interested in any of those kind of things, if you have any questions in general, let me know. I mean, we're not very far in the process, so I can't tell you too much, but I would love to talk more about it. I would love to convince more people to jump into this because of the 100,000 kids in the United States that are up for adoption every year, only half of them actually get homes. So if you're interested, please ask me questions. I would love to answer them. With nothing else to say, I hope you have a wonderful day and a marvelous tomorrow.